There's a huge clamor for oil as a major revenue booster in Nigeria as a country. But I tell you today that there are amazing opportunities in terms of tourism, agriculture, and other natural resources that Nigeria as a country is blessed with. And that is why we are here today at Ado Awaye, a local government, Oyo State. And here we are today at the palace of His Royal Majesty Oba Reverend Ademola Folakanmi, the Alado of Ado Awaye.
Ado Awaye is an ancient town in Oyo, old Oyo, founded around 15,000 AD by one of the sons of Alado of Ado Awaye, whose name is Oba Ademola. Well, May 21st of this month will be 1 year on the throne. The 365 days has been full of very many challenges, but God has been our standby. The first challenge, the most pronounced one, was the challenge of our contestants, the Alado ruling houses, who were not pacified by the rulings of the courts and the decision of the government, going about to challenge our people through thuggery, other things like that, disturbing the peace of the community. But by and by, the situation is getting calm. Even at the eve of the coronation, there were big pandemonium in the town. They blocked the palace, that we were not going to enter into the palace. But with the intervention of His Royal Majesty, His Imperial Majesty Oba the Alado of Ado, who came to present the beaded crown to me, we were able to enter into the palace. There are other economic challenges. You can imagine what could have happened in the economy of a town that had been desolate without a monarch for 5 years. The Bible said, long time therefore, Israel has been without a king, and so everybody was doing what he likes. So that was our situation. Because of the longevity of time of interregnum, everybody was behaving the way he likes. 75% of the present populace in Ado Awaye were people who never knew the last Oba 5 years ago. Even people of 40 years never knew how to address an Oba, how an Oba looks like. Political challenges. Over time, there has not been Oba in the town. So the politicians have no checkmate. There's no checkmate. There's nobody to say, no, this is orderly, this is not in order. For instance, something happened just a few days ago. We put some people through the chairman of the committee, some civil defense in some office to be managing the security of the town. And some politicians just went to them that you should leave that place with immediate effect without consulting the community. So when we bring them to order, they say 2 questions. Say, we are sorry, we have forgotten that we have an Oba already. Because in the past, politicians just act anyhow. But by and by, they also come into their senses, fighting, beating themselves, this and that, causing pandemonium in the community. But we are trying to overcome the challenges by and by. When you talk about the economic sector, economic factor, see, because there is no Oba in the town, there's no direction. Even when people have money, they spend the money anyhow. And so they have been cultured to spending their money to burial ceremony and all this kind of thing, rather than spending money to issues that have economic value. So we are on course to giving them orientations that when you work and you have money, you don't just spend your money anyhow. You still plow back to things that can bring of economic value. By and by, we are trying to train people apart from getting involved in agriculture. There are other things you can also plow your resources into, which will bring diversification to our economic state. These are the things we are trying to do to improve the economy of the community by grace of God. In the recent time, we are looking to possibility of bringing a microfinance banking system into the town, which by now we have given an approval by the grace of God. We hope in course of 1-2 months we will be on board. Well, we need to bless God for the gift of nature He has given us at Ado Awaye. The Nigerian economy started with cocoa, but with time, cocoa was no more. Oil took over, and the news all over the country now is that oil is also going by and by. We discovered that tourism has life sustainability, and Ado Awaye have been blessed with what we call a suspended lake right at the top of the Ado Hill, second of its type in the old world. We have one at Colorado in America, and the other one is happily located at Ado Awaye Hill. So Ado happens to be the home of the only suspended lake in Africa, and we learned from the Colorado experiences that 70% of the income from that country comes from tourism. Unfortunately, Nigerian government has not seen much into tourism. We just believe that with media there will be information network across the globe, the country especially, to challenge investors, both public and private, to come to Ado Awaye to invest on this tourism program. There's need to build chalets. There's need for resting houses. There's need to make route to the top of the hill. Zoological potential are also located at the top of the hill. We also have a place where golf course can take place at the top of the hill. And we have the foot of the elders. Where you go there, you see like if somebody had just cemented the house today and small children put their foot there. So the things see there indelibly from generations gone by. We also have elephant tree at the top of the hill. It's a tree but that looks identically 100% like an elephant. At first sight, you pick your heel. You think that's an elephant, but it's just God has just placed it there to cause amusement and a kind of attraction to people. We have several. We have Ishake, which is a big rock on the mountain that stands tall on the mountain with a very sharp edge, and the whole world can push it; it will not fall. It will interest you to get there and see yourself. So we want to think that when you talk about tourism in Nigeria, you are talking about Ado Awaye. I would like to start by challenging the government of the state and the federal government and our blessed investors that Ado Awaye is a safe place for investment. To start with, we inaugurated what we call Ado Awaye Community Farm Settlement Scheme. Government in the past has been the people that organize farm settlement scheme, and we discovered that most of the government farm settlement scheme were failing because of lack of management and monitoring, because of insecurity. So we decided to come into these areas where government is lacking, and we inaugurated the farm settlement scheme December 20th last year, where the Commissioner for Agriculture, represented by the PS, came to inaugurate the program for us with the understanding of the Governor of Oyo State too. The idea is that we have 5,000 hectares of land for farm, and we'll invite investors. They will only need to pick up a form of 5,000 naira. And when they pick up a form of 5,000 and they fill the form, then we allocate the land to them free of charge. We also join them in the management, day-to-day supervision, and provide security for the farm. The term of contract is that at the end of the day, when the farmers take out all that is spent, whatever is left will be shared between the community and the investor. 70/30%. The investor will have 70%, the community 30%. That 30% will now be shared between the landowner, the community people who do the supervision, the government extension agents services that we have agreed to hire, the local police that will be taking care of the herdsmen, so that strain to the farm's land. All those one will go for 30%. So when we saw that not much attention has been given to tourism, the community have agreed, and we have written the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism that the committee should be given an approval to develop the gift of nature in terms of the suspended lake which God has given unto us, and in agreement with the government in terms of partnership, so that things will start moving. Recently, I have been informed that we should present the community elders along with our experts to defend our proposal with the state government, which we hope by next week we will do. We have also been talking to some investors in terms of financing, and we're also using this opportunity to also challenge investors that there's nobody who invests in the tourism like the suspended lake, golf center, and issues like that will regret that once we are able to get approval from the government. That's the only thing which I think, and I'm sure that very soon the approval shall be given to us. We also have people who are locally being financed into shea butter products, charcoal products too. All these have been encouraged by our sons and daughters. We organize a program which we call Come Back Home Project, where we challenge our sons and daughters residing abroad and to invest, to come back home, not to stay at home, but they bring their finances, invest at home. When once in a while they come and see how far their fund is going, and by the community is getting developed. Because we have a lot of things on ground. We just pray that through this medium, investors, private and public, watching us, we locate Ado Awaye, the food basket of Oyo State, as a best place to invest, both in agriculture, tourist and industry. We have so many local festivals, traditional festival like Gungun Festival, Oro Festival, but the one that is the mother of all is the one that Oba used to do. The Gungun, the Oro belongs to the various believers of the various festival, but the one that belongs to the Oba belongs to the community. That's what we call Oduwa Festival, because we are sons of Oduwa through Onamiya, the founder of Oyo. Onamiya was the last son of Oduwa, who happens to be the founder of Ile-Ife, and the last son of Oduwa founded Oyo Onamiya, and we happens to be a son of that Onamiya. Alado happens to be a son of Alaafin. So from ancients gone by, we used to celebrate Oduwa once in a year, where all our people from nook and corner all over will come down home, will climb the mountain. There are a lot of activities associated to it. Well, we have short-term plan, we have long-term plan. Our short-term plan ranges from 5 to 10 years, and our long-term plan 10 years and above. Now, we strongly believe God that in 5 to 10 years time, Ado Awaye will no longer be recognized as a town under Ishayin local government. It will no longer be recognized as a town under Oyo State. it will no longer be recognized as a town under Nigeria. In Nigeria, it shall be recognized as a world city. We strongly believe that the whole world, we have one reason or the other to visit Ado Awaye from time to time, 5-10 years time, by the grace of God.
The Ado Awaye Community Executive comprises of me as the chairman. I have my vice chairman. I have secretary, treasurer, my PRO, and financial secretary. So that is we are handling the community. We are under Iseyin local government before the comes up for the present governor Ajimobi, the great FCD. So Ado Awaye is now Ararome Community FCD, comprises of Oshogun, Akinomi, Ogbolasa, Akinlabi, Agilu, Jerusalem. We have Wasimi, Oha, Agba, Ishirin, Amolegbe, Obanese, and so on and so forth. And now we are facing challenges between the royal family, whereby, when somebody is being on throne, is in throne for good 200 years, what that means when they say it's no more. Like the present king now, Makuledoye family, is up to 200 years. They haven't been that throne. The Oladoni side, they have been there for good 200 years, but now they are losing the seat. So it's a crisis in the town, fighting, causing everywhere, moving from here to Iseyin, to area commander in Oyo. I moved to Eleyele, Yagaku, down to Osogbo. They don't want to agree that they lose that seat. So by God's grace, things are coming down now. We know that God is with us. We need the assistance of media, very, very important. Because as I'm talking to you now, we said we are under Iseyin local government before. With what God have given us, nobody knows Ado Awaye. If not because of the media that are giving them, how can a town comprises of 27 villages can be a ward, a single ward out of 11 wards in the same local government? It was media that assist us to let them know what is happening. They came here, they say, Ado Awaye, Ward 1 is a ward. And he's saying you have 11 wards. Then when you are traveling in a ward, you will travel up to 47 kilometers. And you call that place a ward. So it was media that we need the assistance. We are calling them to assist us, because what is in Ado Awaye, we are more than a ward, up to a local government. In fact, the media can let the whole world know there is a town blessed with cowling, with everything, and government doesn't have impact. If not because the time of Lamadishno, because we are opportunists that our son is the deputy governor of Lamadishno by then. So they are trying to build the staircase for the hill so that it will be easier for people to climb the hill. Since that time, we don't have anything from the government. So it's the media now that are giving us opportunity under the leadership of Chief Reverend Oba Ademola.
We are on top of the Ado mountain. popularly known as Okeado in Yoruba, and I have with me the one and only Mr. Atabo.
Tourism basically means leaving a footprint at destinations, at tourist destinations, making an impact in places you go to, not just to go there and take pictures for the gram or just like eat and have fun or something. It's good to have fun anyways, but let the people that you met there, the locals, know that okay, someone came here today and we want that person to come back again another day because of what you did to them one way or the other. For instance now, let's say economically benefiting the community is a way of sustainable tourism. The little biscuit you buy for as low as 5 naira in a destination is adding a great impact to them. You get, because little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. If everybody that comes buy a biscuit for 5 naira before time, the community can be getting millions from that single biscuit. So that is one way to economically benefit a community. Another one, environmentally benefiting a community. You don't come there and litter the places, or for instance like this beautiful water, some people will come and throw, maybe they drank coke or whatever they drank, they come here and throw this on the water. It defaces the water, and we need to like preserve this stuff. Because in 20 years time, will this water still look as beautiful as this? Will our own children come and want to visit this place again? So when we talk about sustainable tourism, outside the whole economical, environmental and socio-cultural impact it has, it also has to be preserved, because generations to generations we still have to benefit whatever we are benefit from this thing. And that is why, and a very good way for us to preserve this stuff is if the youth, because I believe we are the custodian of this stuff now, of all these tourist attractions, if the youth get interest in preserving this stuff, that's the only way this stuff can be preserved. If we don't have interest, let's say we are pushing other sectors, what happens to our tourism? Is it the old guys at the top that want to preserve the thing? It's us that will preserve it, and our children will see how we preserved it. Them too, they want to preserve it the way we preserved it. So the whole preservation, sustainable tourism stuff lies on us, the youth, now. Yeah, the media has a very major, in all sectors, the media has a key role to play in stuff like this, preservation and this thing, because the media can decide to like come up with a creative campaign that has to do with preservation of this stuff. I think UN, they do like for 2017 was the year of sustainable tourism, and the media played a major role because of different campaigns coming up, people taking pictures at different places with mentioning how they try to like add to the community this thing. So when it comes to media, to me, I feel it's a key role, because my own this thing is not just destination marketing also has to do with media, because I use internet as a very key instrument to push up the destination, and media comes in a way that whatever they say is what people believe, because whatever they see is okay. Yes, this is the media, this is the press, this is the journalist, must have gone there, must have done his research before he said it. So they're like the referees. So let me use like the way referees are to football. That is how the media guys play in most of these other sectors in life. So if they come to these places, the media they need to go to this place and see themselves. It's not just what maybe someone reported to them, and they need to just like you're doing now. You come and you've seen it yourself. You know how it is, so you know what to write about it, and whatever you write about it, obviously your crowd will believe it. By God's grace, I spent just like 3 or 4 months here, and by God's grace we've been able to push harder to the government. Government are getting interest. By this time, probably next week, officials from the government office will come and visit here, and from there we'll know what and what. But in 5 years time, I believe we have some things you see and your mouth can just like get. So like I see this place as okay. My personal vision for this place is a destination where every single Nigerian that has the means must have visited before he dies. Like one place that talking about one place where you have to visit Nigeria before you die, and that one should be the first. You get, where you have very massive resorts, you have camps for youth, you have cultural villages for our young guys, like young kids in secondary school. Maybe during their summer holiday, there will be a cultural village where they can come and learn maybe the Yoruba culture or something. You get that kind of stuff. 1 month, small cultural village and see land. I wish your camera can like see the beautiful land spaces we have where anything. See, in fact, if you have an exam tomorrow, just come and sit down here and read. that thing under your head. And the kind of breeze, I'm sure you're feeling the breeze. Like the kind of this atmosphere is something where you sit down and your life will just be very clear to you. You see everything. So the view is beautiful. The landscape is massive. See, I can't. See, I know that this place in the next 5 years, you guys don't very recognize this place. However, due to the preservation and sustainable stuff we have in mind, all this natural stuff will still be intact. Just little stuff around, maybe structures around. However, the natural this thing like the water, we're not going to touch the water. You know, like they're going to pull a pool inside the water. Nobody's going to enter the water. The elephant tree on the other side, nobody's going to touch it or paint it. Everything will still be in their natural form. However, we're trying to make accommodation for people to easily relax. For instance, we're under the sun now. We could like put a shade somewhere where people can sit down, maybe have clearer view. People don't write books like authors or writers, because they have to sit under that place and write the books and stuff. So in 5 years time, this place should be world class. Right behind us is the Ake Lake. The lake is believed to be bottomless, like no one knows the depth. So rumor has it that once upon a time some white guys, 3 white guys in specific, came here. They wanted to measure the, you know how inquisitive these white guys are. They wanted to measure the details of the water. So they brought their machinery and the chain and everything. The first guy dived into the water, and when they tried to put the guy out, only the chain came out. The guy didn't come out. So the guy's colleague was like, where's my colleague and stuff like that. Now him to enter to go and look for his colleague. The third guy dragged the guy out, and they didn't see the guy, just saw the chain. The third guy was alive to tell the story. So since then, they're like, no one should enter the water, because if you enter the water, you will never come out. And the water is also believed to have some spiritual powers. Often people come here to pray, to drink the water. Some fetch water and go and bath somewhere around the mountain, because they believe that once you bath the water, whatever stuff you have in your body gets cleansed up. Then story has it that the cabbage told me that it was a lady that came from Brazil sometime last year. She had one massive injury on her body, so she used water to wash it, and within 3 days the stuff went. So it's more like whatever you believe in happens. You get, if you believe that drinking the water would make you pass the exam or whatever, or maybe give you money or something, it could be your ritual. Every morning you just drink the water and it happens to you.
So like, I'm looking for money now, I should just go and take a little bit of the water and...
Yeah, funny enough, if you believe,
okay,
it works for you.
So I believe.
You believe, then you can take. You may not, maybe you're saying you believe because you want it to, like, you believe, you get. But I believe. Okay, let me just give an example. What makes you think the mantle they give in church works?
Okay, maybe because I believe it.
You believe it, exactly. It's just your mind telling you that, okay, this thing works. So if you just take it, and over time, look, just imagine you drink water now, and maybe before you get down the foot of you receive credit alert. Maybe one of your friends that you have maybe pays you. You start believing that is that water that I drink? So every time you keep coming here, drinking the water, expecting another credit alert. Do you get? So you just a faith.
So guys, what do you think? I believe I'm going to be a millionaire, like a multi-billionaire before I leave here. So do you advise I take some water? I should.
Yeah, you should.
Okay. Maybe when you are ready to come, we'll come here together and take the water.